Hello and welcome to our very last episode of the Report program. This semester where we bring you the latest news, views, and info to go. I'm Miri Sonoda.
I'm Claire Tarico.
I'm Victor Cholico. Today we'll be covering on the various issues of anger management, social tensions, and possible solutions.
The term microaggression has gotten a lot of controversy lately, and they seem to be upsetting people. Tyra Majors has that story.
Microaggressions are the daily insults and degrading messages given to people of color on a daily basis. They sure can be uncomfortable and make people upset.
Someone says, "Oh, you don't act like normal black women." It makes you question, well, what do normal black women look like or act like? And the only thing you can determine is that you're being compared to a standard stereotype of what African American women are expected to act like.
Microaggressions are the brief and everyday insults and degrading messages sent to people of color by well-intentioned people who are unaware of the hidden messages being communicated.
She came up to me, she's like, "Oh, your hair is really pretty, like what are you?" And normally I just say black, even though I am mixed, I'll normally just say black. And so I said black, and then she was like, "Well, what else are you? Because your hair is really pretty." And it's like, why would I need to be something else for my hair to be pretty? My hair looks like this because I'm black. If I was just my other cultures, it wouldn't look like this. So the reason why my hair is like this is because I'm black. So I just continued to say black. And she was like, "Oh, you know," like she was expecting another answer.
To many, microaggressions are racist and hurtful.
Well, for me, as a gay person and as an Asian, microaggression happens every day and we don't think about it. And even though we're trying to combat it now, it's too late because we've let it sit and grow for so long, and we just grew accustomed to it. So now it's just hard to fight it.
It's something that we need to make people aware of through education. And as I tell my students, if they hear something, say something and correct that person. To make them aware that what was just said was totally disrespectful.
Victims of microaggressions typically hold their anger back when given hostile comments because often it isn't intentional. However, microaggressions are still hurtful. For the report, this is Tyra Majors.
The end of the year is a time of reflection, but for students, also a time of extreme stress. Our reporter Terry Gaines found out how students on campus cope with life's everyday responsibilities.
To Democrats, and I will note,
2017 has been a year filled with political partisanship, natural disasters, and other unexpected tragedies. These events have sparked anger, frustration, and anxiety among members of the campus community. Recent studies from the American Psychological Association reveal that long-term chronic stress contribute to anxiety and depression, both of which double the chance of developing heart disease. About 1/3 of U.S. college students admitted difficulties functioning due to depression, and almost half say they felt overwhelmed with anxiety, according to the National College Health Assessment. These stats show the importance of finding outlets to relieve frustrations. With school, work, and other responsibilities, students here at Cal State Fullerton explained to me the ways they unwind. Hattie Scher shared her outlet of choice for managing the pressures of finals week.
I take a lot of naps, and then I come back to school and study more.
Brooke Risto stressed the importance of time management and juggling multiple responsibilities.
Okay, well, I'm definitely stressed, but not to the point where I'm not going to be able to get stuff done because I haven't been procrastinating on my work. But how I handle the stress is by getting rest, keeping a healthy mindset, and then time management is really important because I have multiple classes that I have to prepare for.
While everyone handles stress in different ways, relaxation is without a doubt a factor in health and wellness. I'm Terry Gaines with the Report program.
Everyone has experienced feeling hangry in their lifetime, but how does it get to that point? Our reporter Xochitl Lagunas has more.
Let's face it, we've all had a moment of hangriness in our lifetime. According to Super Deluxe, our brains consume 30% of the calories we consume. When the brain is low in blood glucose, it panics and tells the body that you're in a life-threatening situation. I spoke with students at Cal State Fullerton who shared their hangry experiences.
I get hangry, I usually just get really sleepy, and I don't, like, it usually happens when I'm shopping because I want to eat, so that's basically it. I just get hungry and sleepy.
So when I'm hangry in class, I don't pay attention to the teacher, and I go on my phone and I go on Yelp and look up pictures of food to see what I want to eat.
There have been so many times when I've been in class and I've just been so hungry that like my stomach starts to hurt and I can't even take notes anymore, and I just have to like sit there and like look at the clock and wait until I can get out so I can eat. Like, it's so bad.
Although being hangry might sound bad, it's actually a survival mechanism. Our ancestors had to compete for food. If there was no such thing as being hangry, they would have allowed others to eat first and might have starved to death. Next time that you're on the go, simple healthy snacks such as an apple or a banana will keep you away from being hangry. Xochitl Lagunas reporting for the Report Program.
So guys, I'm from Japan. I don't know what hangry is. So can you guys explain to me?
Okay, yeah. Hangry is when you are so hungry that you get angry. I've definitely experienced my moments of being hangry. I don't know about you.
I always try to be prepared, so I always have a snack with me. So
I need to start doing that.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm hangry now then. Okay, so with that, FCC set to vote on net neutrality in 1 week. Our reporter Matthew Kirkland gives us more information and asks students on campus how they feel about the pending decision.
Net neutrality is a principle that internet service providers should treat all data the same and not discriminate based on user, content, or website. The large ISPs like AT&T, Comcast, and Verizon want the FCC to repeal the current legislation put in place during the Obama administration. If successful, ISPs would be allowed to provide a faster service for a fee they coin as the fast lane.
I mean, imagine if we all had to pay an extra $50 a month to find a Wikipedia article or scholarly journals. Like, we pay enough as it is. And I think it's hard enough to really find what you're looking for on the internet, where you don't need to be paying these huge conglomerate companies to get the media that we deserve and that the internet really stands for.
Supporters of net neutrality have taken to the internet with a variety of hashtags, memes, and websites aimed at increasing awareness. However, if current laws are repealed in just a few weeks, people might have to pay a premium for access to such content.
Not shocked in the sense that this obviously disproportionately affects lower income people, and this gives more power to corporations, so in that sense, not really surprised, but just honestly pissed off, honestly upset. But it's one of those things where you feel this like face of power that you can't really control, but you just feel it on you. So.
The FCC is set to vote on the repeal of net neutrality on December 14th, but protests are scheduled across the country on December 7th. The closest protest to Cal State Fullerton will be at the Verizon Wireless store on the corner of State College and Chapman. For the Report Program, I'm Matthew Kirkland.
Have you ever waited in line for a special occasion? America seems obsessed with lines, and it's making us go crazy. Reporter Shara Cardona gives us more details.
Standing in line is one of those very small activities that America can't stop doing, but drives us crazy. If it's a trendy restaurant, concert, movie theater, or simply buying a cup of coffee, we all have to wait in line. The annual Anime Expo in Los Angeles Convention Center shook the internet with over 170,000 attendees.
Hey nerds, welcome to Line Con! Even if you have your badge, there's still a line to get inside.
The Anime Expo community were extremely aggravated when they had to wait over 5 hours to get inside. As the event is getting bigger and bigger each year, why do people still attend the event?
Because the event, once you're in, is worth it. It's that simple, and that's for any type of event where you're gonna wait. The event ends up being worth it no matter how long the wait. It sucks while you're in the line, but you just deal so you can get to the event. But you have to just realize when you go to any kind of event like this, even if it's not a concert, any convention, not just anime and comic book, but any type of convention, you have to know that that's going to happen. So I try not to let it dig me. I just get my books and I have my costumes and I talk to people in line. You can't let it get to you because you know it's going to happen.
So if you're guaranteed to have a good time, it is worth the wait. But what if you waited in line for something less exciting, such as a cup of coffee?
It's tough. It's definitely tough, especially for something as like small as coffee, but it's necessary. You know how popular Starbucks is, and the line could build up to anywhere from like 5 to like 12 people waiting in, you know, just for like a latte. But, you know, gotta stay up, gotta study. You know, I'm a college student, so, you know, I just kind of have accepted that I have to do it.
No matter how big or small the event is, there are always going to be people, and the lines are never going to get any shorter. My name is Sharon Cardona. Back to you at the report.
Living in Southern California, many experience anger when driving behind the wheel. Our reporter Jessica Cardenas tells us how the effects of driving mad lead to dangerous consequences.
Drivers have a crucial responsibility when getting behind the wheel, and when driving angry, the results lead to dangerous and sometimes deadly incidents. In a society where vehicles have become the way of life, driving has its impacts. Whether feeling happy, stressed, or angry, emotions affect the way individuals drive.
When you're a Southern California native, everybody gets some kind of road rage. If you don't, then you're an incredibly patient person, and God bless your heart.
When behind the wheel, feeling angry strips drivers away from the ability to think clearly and have good judgment.
I just internally get mad, or I just happen to yell more.
Speeding, tailgating, and reckless driving result from aggressive behavior that puts safety at risk.
I do get road rage sometimes when I'm driving, mostly when I get cut off by drivers when they want to go really fast.
Don't speed. It's bad.
When anger arises on the road, compulsive behavior dictates the way people drive, increasing the possibility of accidents and collisions. Angry drivers engage in hostile and threatening incidents, endangering civilians or property that result in ticketable offenses. Studies show that aggressive driving factors in 50% of all fatal crashes. By following safety measures and practicing stress-relieving techniques, safety will take effect on the road.
Keep in mind, turn on some music, put myself in a happy place.
We as a community have to kind of act as one team in safety.
Jessica Cardenas for the Report Program.
All right, do you guys experience any road rage? Do you guys have any crazy road rage stories?
I'm actually very calm, so I always try to stay calm, so I don't let the anger of other people affect me.
Oh, that's great. Well, I get that often.
Really?
Like, especially I'm in a rush. Like, people just cut into my line and I always want to honk at them, but I don't.
Well, for me, I don't get mad at other people, but I know people definitely get mad at me. My driving is a little bit crazy on the crazy side, so it's definitely something I need to work on. But all right, when we come back, we'll be talking about politics, travel, and relieving anger. Can I do that?
Politics and racial tensions seem to angry many Americans. Does this have a link to road rage? Reporter Emma Perla gives us an inside look.
She congratulated us. It's about us.
Our recent presidential election has brought out racial tensions and anger.
Did you or did you not say that you lowered the standard because he was black? Did you or did you not say that the standard was lowered because he was black? Did you or did you not say that?
Absolutely.
And that is what makes you a bigot,
Let me
Joe.
answer.
No,
Angela,
but that's what makes you a
Angela,
bigot.
can I answer?
Road rage and traffic is a part of our everyday lives. Cut off the wrong person and you might be followed and attacked.
You were right behind me, sped up and drove around me, jumped in front of me and made me slam on my brakes at a light. That makes you a Trump all the way.
I don't know if it's because of the election or what's going on, but people are a lot more angrier, and that's just in general. People are going and are shooting campaigns and a bunch of things. People don't know how to deal with their emotions. I feel like right now, if anything, and road rage is another one of them, and people are just cutting off other people. People even like to have guns in their glove compartment. It's just so crazy, and then I feel like road rage is just one way of one part of awareness that needs to be brought to more, have more attention brought to it, because it's not really being addressed.
Political opinions and tensions are definitely linked to road rage. Practicing patience while on the road is definitely key. For the Report Program, Emma Perla.
The third version of the travel ban was approved by the Supreme Court on Monday. Citizens from 8 countries are now under different restrictions to enter the United States. Our reporter Miri Sonoda spoke with students at Cal State Fullerton to find out their opinions about this issue.
Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here.
Anger against immigration policies under President Donald Trump's administration seems to exceed as the third version of travel ban got approved by Supreme Court on Monday.
Immigrants are welcome here.
This latest travel ban keeps 5 Muslim countries from the previous ban, removing Sudan and adding Chad, North Korea, and Venezuela. Since Cal State Fullerton has almost 3,000 international students, including approximately 200 of those students from travel ban countries, this latest decision on travel ban seems to be a strong headwind against them.
We are all human. That was a racist thing that Trump did. I want to be focused on studying. I don't want to worry about my visa status.
This unusual situation also gives frustration to students from other countries.
I feel a little bit offended, and the reason I came to study to America is because I feel that there's a racial equality here.
However, on such a diverse campus, local students at Cal State Fullerton are more likely to stand by the international student side.
Even my parents are kind of starting to get a little bit more wary about what kind of friends I make. They're very worried. They're like, oh, have you seen Middle Eastern people at high school? And I'm like, who cares? They're either classmates or my group project mates, People are people. I feel that.
Cal State Fullerton International Programs and Global Engagement Office said the school will continue to welcome students from around the world. This is Miri Sonoda, an international student from Japan, reporting for the Report Program.
Since President Trump was sworn into office, tensions seem to be rising at Cal State Fullerton. The once peaceful university seems to have become a hub for political activism. Safety is more of a concern now for students and staff on campus. Reporter Mark Chamal has more on the story.
Since President Trump took office this last January, tensions here at Cal State University Fullerton appear to be rising. Back in May, a teacher at the university got into an altercation with a student during an anti-travel ban rally, as the student was a part of a pro-Trump rally that paraded towards the other group of protesters. 2 months ago, controversial speaker Milo Yiannopoulos came to campus, bringing with him angry protesters, which resulted in multiple fights and arrests. Additional law enforcement on campus and safety barricades, along with having to close the Titan Student Union and Titan shops early, cost the school tens of thousands of dollars. Cal State Fullerton, a place that has been long known for being a peaceful and welcoming campus, has recently had some political tension, and it has been undeniably noticeable. Some students, like Shelby Hess, a sophomore here at Cal State Fullerton, feels as though the campus is not as inviting as it used to be.
I didn't even know who Milo Yiannopoulos was or really care that he was on my campus, but because all the schools across the street and in the area made it a really big deal and the news made it a big deal, I was a little scared.
Hess ended up studying at the library in Cal State Long Beach the day of Yiannopoulos' speech, stating that she felt safer there and the spirit of Halloween was present compared to her home campus. Trump's presidency seems to have started a wave of political activism on campus and may be causing some tension between some students and clubs at the university. I'm Mark Shamali with The Report Program.
With the recent social movement of women standing up against sexual harassment, women are also coming together to express their anger about the stereotypes of a woman's role in society. Reporter Nicole King has that story.
Social expectations of women. It seems from birth, women are taught to be feminine, and being feminine over time has defined what it means to be a woman. For example, in the United States, only 30% of women have active roles in government.
Are female, while you are also all of those other things. Men who you defeat in argument will still respond to you by calling you hysterical and telling you to calm down.
Actress and activist Tracee Ellis Ross recently spoke at a Glamour magazine event to stand up for women's rights and fight against the stereotype placed upon them.
It is really interesting to be a woman and to get to 45 and to not be married yet and to not have kids. You start hearing crazy stuff. Like, oh, you know what, sweetie, you just haven't found the right guy yet, or what are you gonna do? It's never ending, okay? And it's not helpful.
I decided to reach out to Cal State Fullerton female students to ask them what makes them angry and if they ever felt the pressures of society placed upon them.
I have gotten pressure from my parents, actually, especially my dad. So for me to tell him, oh, I kind of don't want to do that, it's something that he doesn't like because he expects from every woman, like my mom or something.
It makes me really angry, women have to fulfill so many roles, in society, and one of them is being a mother, but, does that mean that I'm not allowed to have a life of my own? What if I don't want to have kids? What if I don't want to have a family? What if my life is about me and my career and making myself happy?
Reporting for the Report Program, I'm Nicole King.
From political unrest to natural disasters and protests, there is so much to be angry about these days. Despite all that's going on right now, people have their own way of getting through and coping with these hard times. I went out to find out more about how people deal with these issues.
It's about me too.
I understand. And let's
Paris, shut up, please, for God's sake. Why do you keep doing this?
So you're gonna let him call me to tell me to shut up?
No.
Let me just say
listen,
this.
Buddy, I am calm as can be. You're the only one that gets off on these tangents about me not doing my job.
With so much going on in the world today, from political conflicts to natural disasters, people have a lot to be angry about these days. But despite everything that is happening, everyone still has to go through their own struggles and events that make them angry or stressed out. Especially because it's that time of year where college students are getting ready for their finals. Here's what some Cal State Fullerton students said about what makes them angry and what they do to cope with it.
I definitely listen to music. I will have my chai tea and my crystals right next to me. And just have a mellow, relaxing environment to get everything stress-free and relief. So
I typically go to the gym. I sometimes will go twice a day if I'm really stressed out. It's just kind of gives me a nice relief that I can kind of just get away from everything just momentarily.
I do Kundalini yoga. It's amazing. It's you work a lot with your breath and you do different breathing techniques, and it just opens up. I know it sounds so basic, but it works. It's awesome.
Thankfully, there are a lot of different ways to relieve anger that hopefully can help you get through the rest of the year. This is Claire Tarico for The Report.
In these tumultuous times, it may seem easy to give up and give in to the anger. But by practicing yoga and controlling your breath, you can stay above the rage. Robbie King has more.
Hillary Clinton. I think it's very, very unfair what's happened to General Flynn.
In today's world, it seems rage has become interwoven in our moral fabric. Anger feels like a very present emotion and is showing itself in all forms of both physical and emotional violence. There seems to be an ability to go viral with rage, as we see people on social media and on national news raging and being seen by millions. Famed news anchors are raging both on and off camera, and citizens of every nation are taking to the street to fight each other.
You have insanity in my earpiece.
While there is importance in struggle and strength in fighting for what you believe, we seem to be at a tipping point. Sometimes, the best way to fight for what you believe is to not fight for a moment and to breathe. In the practice of yoga, holding positions and focusing on your breath is the core of helping your body reset and think. Emma Rogers is a 3-year yoga veteran who uses yoga as a way to center herself and stay calm in moments of anger.
And I found yoga 3 years ago, and I think like since I found it, I really have like changed how I look at like anger and stress and all that, all those negative things. So yeah.
Finding time to sit and breathe may seem impossible, especially with finals week coming up, but taking just 10 minutes to sit and focus on the breath can help save people from popping off later on and saying things that will be caught on video forever.
That is it for us today, and we will leave you with a I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
For the Report program, I'm Robbie King.
And that concludes our last episode of the Report program for this fall semester. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next year. I'm Miri Sanoda.
I'm Claire Tarico.
And I'm Victor Cholico.
Yeah, and next semester.